Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let's start with a simple truth. Every single one of you sitting here today has untapped potential. You have dreams, aspirations, and goals that are waiting to be realized. And here's the kicker. You owe it to yourself to make those dreams a reality. You see, too many people go through life as spectators. They watch others achieve greatness, they admire success from afar, but they never step into the arena themselves. Why? Because they're afraid. They're afraid of failure, afraid of judgment, afraid of the unknown. But let me tell you something, the greatest failure in life is not trying at all. In 2025, we're living in a world of unprecedented opportunity. Technology has advanced, barriers have fallen, and the playing field has been leveled like never before. But with great opportunity comes great responsibility, and your first responsibility is to yourself. You owe it to yourself to become the best version of you, not tomorrow, not next year, but right now. Because if you don't invest in yourself, if you don't push yourself to grow and evolve, who will? The world doesn't owe you anything, but you owe yourself everything. Now, let's talk about personal development. In my years of studying successful people, I've noticed a common thread. They all have an insatiable hunger for knowledge. They're always learning, always growing, always pushing the boundaries of what they know and what they can do. And that's what you need to do in 2025. You owe it to yourself to read more books this year than you've ever read before. I'm not talking about mindless entertainment. I'm talking about books that challenge you, books that make you think, books that expand your mind and your possibilities. If you want to earn more, you've got to learn more. It's that simple. But it's not just about reading. It's about applying what you learn. Knowledge without action is like having a library in the middle of a desert. It's impressive, but it's not going to do you much good. You owe it to yourself to take massive action on what you learn. Let me share a little secret with you. The difference between where you are today and where you'll be 5 years from now comes down to two things: the people you meet and the books you read. So in 2025, you owe it to yourself to surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better. You see, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Look around you. Are the people in your life lifting you up or holding you back? Are they dreamers and doers? Or are they cynics and complainers? You owe it to yourself to choose your associations wisely. Now, let's talk about goals. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to set bigger goals than you've ever set before. Why? Because the size of your goals determines the size of your growth. Small goals lead to small achievements. But big, audacious goals, they force you to become a different person. They compel you to develop new skills, to think in new ways, to become the kind of person who can achieve those goals. But here's the thing about goals, they need to be specific. Vague goals produce vague results. So instead of saying, I want to be successful, say, I want to increase my income by 50% this year. Instead of saying, I want to be in better shape, say, I want to run a run of my December. Specificity is the key to achievement. And once you've set those specific goals, you owe it to yourself to write them down. There's magic in putting pen to paper. It transforms your goals from mere wishes into concrete targets. It makes them real. It makes them tangible. And most importantly, it makes them actionable. But setting goals is just the beginning. You owe it to yourself to develop a plan to achieve those goals. Remember, a goal without a plan is just a wish. And wishes don't change your life. Plans do. Actions do. So, break down your goals into smaller, manageable steps. Create a timeline. Set deadlines for yourself. And then, this is crucial, you need to hold yourself accountable. You owe it to yourself to follow through on your commitments. Now, let's talk about discipline. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to become more disciplined than you've ever been before. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's what gets you out of bed early in the morning to work on your dreams while others are still sleeping. It's what keeps you going when motivation fades. You see, motivation is like a hot shower. It feels great in the moment, but it doesn't last. Discipline, on the other hand, is like the plumbing that delivers the water. It's not always glamorous, but it's what gets the job done day in and day out. So, How do you develop discipline? It starts with small, daily habits. You owe it to yourself to establish or support your goals. Maybe it's waking up an hour earlier to work on your side business. Maybe it's dedicating 30 minutes each day to learning a new skill. Whatever it is, make it non-negotiable. Do it even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Remember, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And failure is simply a few errors in judgment repeated every day. It's the little things that make the big difference. Now, let's talk about mindset. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to develop a growth mindset. What do I mean by that? Well, growth mindset is the belief that your abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. It's the opposite of a fixed mindset, which believes that your talents are set in stone. With a growth mindset, challenges become opportunities. Failures become lessons. Criticism becomes feedback. And that's the kind of mindset you need to succeed in today's rapidly changing world. You owe it to yourself to embrace challenges. Don't shy away from them. Seek them out. Because it's through challenges that we grow. It's through adversity that we discover what we're truly capable of. And when you face setbacks, because you will face setbacks, you owe it to yourself to persist, to get back up, to try again. Remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than you can imagine. The difference is they didn't let failure stop them. Now, let's talk about time. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to become a master of your time. Time is the great equalizer. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's how we use those hours that makes the difference. You see, most people major in minor things. They spend their days reacting to other people's priorities instead of focusing on their own. They allow distractions to derail their focus, and at the end of the day, they wonder where all the time went. But not you. Not in 2025. This year, you owe it to yourself to take control of your time. Start by identifying your most important tasks, the ones that will move the needle on your goals. Then, schedule time for these tasks just like you would schedule an important meeting. And here's a tip. Tackle your most important task first thing in the morning. Why? Because willpower is like a muscle. It gets fatigued as the day goes on. So use your freshest, most focused hours on your most important work. Now, let's talk about health. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to prioritize your health like never before. Why? Because your health is your wealth. It's the foundation upon which everything else is built. You see, it doesn't matter how successful you are in your career if you don't have the health to enjoy it. It doesn't matter how much money you make if you're too sick to spend it. So you owe it to yourself to take care of your body. That means eating right. It means exercising regularly. It means getting enough sleep. These aren't luxuries. They're necessities. They're investments in your most valuable asset, you. And it's not just about physical health. Mental health is equally important. You owe it to yourself to manage your stress, to practice mindfulness, to take time for relaxation and recuperation. Because a burned out you is of no use to anyone, least of all yourself. Now, let's talk about relationships. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to nurture your relationships. Why? Because success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And true fulfillment comes from connection with family, with friends, with community. You see, at the end of our lives, we won't be counting our bank accounts or our rewards. We'll be counting the moments we shared with the people we love. So you owe it to yourself to invest in those relationships now. Make time for your loved ones. Be present when you're with them. Listen more than you speak. Show appreciation. Express gratitude. These small acts of kindness and connection compound over time, creating a rich tapestry of relationships that will support you through thick and thin. And it's not just about personal relationships. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to build a strong professional network. Your network is your net worth. The connections you make, the relationships you build, these can open doors that your resume alone never could. So, attend industry events, join professional associations, reach out to people you admire. Offer value before you ask for anything in return. Remember, networking is not about collecting business cards. It's about building genuine relationships based on mutual respect and shared interests. Now, let's talk about financial health. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to take control of your finances. Financial freedom is not about being rich. It's about having options. It's about being able to make decisions based on what's best for you, not what's necessary to pay the bills. So you owe it to yourself to become financially literate. Understand how money works. Learn about investing. Create a budget and stick to it. Live below your means and save the difference. Remember, it's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep. And here's a tip. Pay yourself first. Before you pay your bills, before you buy that new gadget, set aside a portion of your income for your future self. Even if it's just a small amount at first, it will grow over time. The miracle of compound interest is waiting for you, but you have to take the first step. Now, let's talk about purpose. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to discover and pursue your purpose. Why? Because a life without purpose is like a journey without a destination. You might be moving, but you're not really going anywhere. Your purpose is that thing that gets you out of bed in the morning. It's that thing that you would do even if you weren't paid for it. It's that thing that makes you lose track of time because you're so engrossed in it. And here's the beautiful thing. When you align your actions with your purpose, work doesn't feel like work anymore. It feels like a calling. It feels like you're contributing to something bigger than yourself. So how do you find your purpose? Start by asking yourself some tough questions. What are you passionate about? What are you good at? What does the world need? Where these three circles intersect, that's where you'll find your purpose. And once you've found it, you owe it to yourself to pursue it with everything you've got. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let doubts creep in. Remember, the world needs what you have to offer. It needs your unique talents, your unique perspective, your unique contribution. Now, let's talk about giving back. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to make a difference in the world. Why? Because true success is not just about what you achieve, it's about what you give back. You see, we all have a responsibility to leave this world a little better than we found it. And when you give, when you contribute, when you make a positive impact on others' lives, you'll find that you receive far more than you give. So, find a cause you're passionate about, volunteer your time, donate your resources, use your skills and talents to make a difference. Remember, you don't have to change the whole world. Just focus on changing your little corner of it. And here's the thing, giving back isn't just good for the world, it's good for you too. It gives you perspective. It fills you with gratitude. It connects you to something larger than yourself. And that, my friends, is the secret to a truly fulfilling life. Now let's talk about courage. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to be courageous. Why? Because everything you want is on the other side of fear. Your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, they all require you to step out of your comfort zone. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action in the face of fear. It's doing the thing you're afraid to do. It's having the hard conversation. It's taking the risk. It's putting yourself out there even when there's a chance you might fail. And here's the truth, you will fail sometimes. You'll face setbacks. You'll encounter obstacles. But that's okay. Because courage is also about getting back up when you fall. It's about trying again when things don't work out. It's about persisting in the face of adversity. Remember, the only way to avoid failure is to never try anything new. But what kind of life is that? A life without risk is a life without growth. A life without challenges is a life without achievement. So in 2025, you owe it to yourself to be brave, to take risks, to dare greatly. Now, let's talk about continuous improvement. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to embrace the principle of Kaizen, continuous incremental improvement. Why? Because success is not a destination, it's a journey. And on this journey, there's no standing still. You're either moving forward or falling behind. So, commit to getting a little better every day. It doesn't have to be big. Small improvements consistently applied lead to remarkable results over time. Read a few pages of a book each day, learn one new word, do an extra rep in your workout. Make one more sales call. These small actions might not seem like much in the moment, but they compound over time, leading to massive changes. And here's the beautiful thing about continuous improvement. It creates momentum. As you see yourself getting better, as you notice your skills improving, your confidence grows. And with increased confidence comes increased action. It's a virtuous cycle that propels you towards your goals. Now, let's talk about attitude. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to cultivate a positive attitude. Why? Because your attitude determines your altitude. It shapes your experiences. It influences your outcomes. You see, life doesn't always go as planned. You'll face challenges. You'll encounter setbacks. But it's not what happens to you that matters. It's how you respond to it. And your attitude is the filter through which you respond to everything in your life. A positive attitude doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means approaching challenges with optimism and determination. It means looking for opportunities in every situation. It means believing in yourself and your ability to overcome obstacles. Remember, you can't always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond to it. And that response, that attitude, will determine the quality of your life more than any external circumstance. Now let's talk about focus. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to develop laser-like focus. Why? Because where focus goes, energy flows. And in a world full of distractions, the ability to focus is becoming increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. You see, success is not about doing 100 things. It's about doing a few things exceptionally well. It's about identifying your priorities and ruthlessly eliminating everything else. It's about saying no to good opportunities so you can say yes to great ones. So in 2025, you owe it to yourself to get clear on what really matters. What are your top priorities? What are the key areas that will move the needle on your goals? Once you've identified these, focus on them relentlessly. Eliminate distractions. Say no to anything that doesn't align with your priorities. And here's a tip. Practice single tasking. In a world that glorifies multitasking, be the person who gives their full attention to one task at a time. You'll find that you not only get more done, but the quality of your work improves dramatically. Now, let's talk about resilience. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to build unshakable resilience. Why? Because life is full of ups and downs. Success is not a straight line. It's a series of peaks and valleys. And it's your resilience that will carry you through the valleys and help you reach the peaks. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks. It's the mental toughness that allows you to keep going when things get tough. It's the grit that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who give up. So, how do you build resilience? It starts with your mindset. See challenges as opportunities for growth. View failures as lessons, not defeats. Cultivate a sense of optimism even in difficult times. But resilience isn't just about positive thinking. It's also about taking care of yourself. It's about building strong support systems. It's about developing coping strategies that work for you. Maybe it's meditation. Maybe it's exercise. Maybe it's journaling. Find what works for you and make it a regular practice. Remember, resilience isn't about avoiding stress or eliminating challenges. It's about developing the capacity to deal with these things effectively. It's about becoming stronger through adversity. And in 2025, as you face new challenges and pursue ambitious goals, that resilience will be your greatest asset. Now, let's talk about authenticity. In 2025, you owe it to yourself to be authentically you. In a world that often pressures us to conform, to fit in, to be like everyone else, being true to yourself is an act of courage. It's also the path to true fulfillment and success. You see, there's only one you in this world. You have a unique combination of talents, experiences, and perspectives. And the world needs that. It needs your authentic voice, your genuine ideas, your true self. Don't rob the world of your uniqueness by trying to be someone you're not. Being authentic means being honest with yourself and others. It means aligning your actions with your values. It means having the courage to stand up for what you believe in, even when it's not popular. It means embracing your quirks, your flaws, your imperfections, because these are the things that make you, you. And here's the thing, when you're authentic, you attract the right people and opportunities into your life. You build deeper, more meaningful relationships. You find work that truly resonates with who you are. You create a life that feels true to you. So in 2025, give yourself permission to be fully, unapologetically you. Share your true thoughts and feelings. Pursue your genuine interests. Express your unique creativity. The world doesn't need another copy. It needs you, the real, authentic you. In conclusion, my friends, 2025 is your year. It's your time to shine, to grow, to become the person you've always known you could be. You owe it to yourself to make the most of it. You owe it to yourself to dream big, to work hard, to persist in the face of challenges. You owe it to yourself to live with purpose, to make a difference, to leave your mark on the world. Remember, success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. So focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Invest in your growth. Nurture your relationships. Take care of your health. Pursue your passions. Live with integrity. Give back to others. And above all, believe in yourself and your ability to create the life you desire. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And in 2025, you owe it to yourself to not just dream, but to turn those dreams into reality. The world is waiting for you. Your future is waiting for you. And you owe it to yourself to step up and claim it. Thank you.